Round and round we go. Now at 6 o'clock, we're updating local plans to remove a roundabout in West Bridgeland.
Cloudy and occasionally wet day today, but warmer and sunny is on the way for Thursday. Jason Valentine has your forecast.
Plus, Washington's Attorney General sounds off over protecting access to the abortion pill in Washington.
Now, KAPP local news at 6.
A call to protect businesses in Yakima. Now at 6, what law enforcement says can help. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday evening. I'm Madeline Hagan.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. The Greater Yakima Chamber of Commerce says local businesses are tired of dealing with crime, but they don't know what to do about it.
KVEW's Emily Goodell says that's why they invited business owners and public safety officials to a luncheon to talk about long-term solutions and ways to keep themselves safe now.
Yakima County Sheriff Bob Udell says dealing with crime in the county is complicated.
So what's the solution? A bigger jail, more staff, better cameras? No, the solution is less people in jail.
He says that means investing in proactive programs for young people, something that requires volunteers and funding.
Prevention is the key. Keep these young people from getting to that place where they make those bad choices.
But that doesn't mean businesses and community members can't take steps to make themselves safer.
Our law enforcement officers and our keynote speakers today challenged us to say, where are you in this? What is your part? What are you doing to help the problem, rather than just sitting back and complaining?
Law enforcement officers say the first step is taking an active role in your own protection by leaning into the worrisome what ifs.
As you are going through the routine of your day at work, for example, you think to yourself, what if somebody came through that door right now with a gun? What would I do?
Look for exits, escape routes, things that can be used to protect yourself or distract an attacker.
The more that you think about those little scenarios in your brain, the more likely your brain is going to file those away.
And if the worst does happen, instead of freezing, you can take action.
And in a significant situation, a critical incident, your brain can go, plug in. And you can say, I thought about this before. I know what to do.
In Yakima, Emily Goodell, KAPP local news.
Law enforcement also pleading with business owners and community members to report crime, no matter how small, because they can't do anything to try to fix the problem if they don't know about it in the first place.
A drive-by shooting on I-82 now under investigation by the Washington State Patrol. According to the agency, an unknown vehicle opened fire on a white Nissan Sentra that was traveling westbound on I-82. This happened just before 1 in the morning on March 20th near the town of Outlook. Troopers say the unknown vehicle continued westbound, possibly got off the freeway between Granger and Toppenish. If you have any information that can assist that investigation, you can contact Detective Jacobs. The number to do that is there on your screen. It's 509-249-6744, or you can also send an email to the address there on your screen.
And new at 6, the FBI has offered a reward up to $10,000 in the investigation of a missing man. According to the agency, Chance Anthony Carson was last seen on February 20th in Omak. He was reporting as missing on the Colville Reservation on March 15th. The FBI says he vanished after a confrontation with two people, and it believes foul play is involved. Anyone with information that can assist this investigation should contact their local FBI office or nearest American embassy or consulate. You can provide a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. Now moving to the weather, which is a little gray and wet recently, especially today, Alyssa.
But we are almost seeing a break in the
Just
clouds
look at that.
there, and it's going to last for a little bit. Jason Valentine has a look at what to expect in your first alert forecast.
Good Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to midweek. Hope you had a wonderful day today. And folks, we saw more cloud coverage than not today and occasionally wet conditions, very similar to what we saw Tuesday, but we're going to improve as we get into our Thursday. So something to look forward to. We do have cloud coverage to continue in our overnight period. We'll be a little cooler though for your morning, so make sure you maybe bundle up a little extra, but we expect plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Could see a little bit of morning showers for the Blue Mountain region, but other than that, we're looking mighty fine, and we're finally briefly going to be at our average temperature for this time of year. And then as we get into our weekend, we're going to continue to lag behind by about 5 or so degrees, which we really have been for the last 3 weeks. So more sunshine tomorrow, but winds are going to start to pick up tomorrow, 10 to 15 mile per hour. And then heavy winds are on the way as we get to Friday and Saturday and possibly even Sunday. So folks, get ready for a much nicer day tomorrow. All of that in my full forecast that's coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Jason. A federal judge in Spokane is now considering whether to lift restrictions on an abortion pill. Judge Thomas Rice heard from State Attorney General Bob Ferguson on access to the pill mifepristone. That is taken with another medication to end a pregnancy before 10 weeks. According to Attorney General Ferguson, the FDA has approved about 20,000 drugs with no restrictions. Only about 60 drugs are restricted, but that does include this abortion pill.
The ones that have restrictions are things like fentanyl, drugs that are highly dangerous. Mifepristone is not. It's been around for years. It's safe as Tylenol, and we think those restrictions are unlawful and need to be removed. So frankly, women have greater access to this important medication.
Washington and 10 other states are part of this lawsuit to lift the restrictions and to make the drug more accessible. More than half of all abortions in Washington at this time are medication-based. Right now, Texas is fighting to get a nationwide ban on the pill. The FDA is defending the current restrictions. The city of West Richland is saying goodbye to a prominent roundabout pretty soon. It's the one on the corner of Keene Road and Bombing Range Road.
KAPP-KVEW's Riley Fitzgerald says we typically see intersections turn into roundabouts, but this roundabout is turning back into an intersection.
We've gone from roundabout construction to roundabout deconstruction. Around 20 years ago, the Tri-Cities went through a roundabout renaissance. That's when city officials in West Richland started planning to change the intersection at Keene and Bombing Range into a traffic circle. Now officials say the roundabout isn't set up to handle the growth coming to the city, with an expected 4,000 new homes peeking over the horizon.
A lot of business, a lot of growth, and we're trying to stay ahead of it. You know, people are saying it's not at capacity yet. It's getting there. It's getting there. Anybody that goes through it in the morning, the delays are getting longer.
To keep up with the traffic demands of the city, there were a couple of solutions, each with pros and cons.
A double lane roundabout would have taken out somebody's home. There was concerns with that regional pathway on the north side and be able to cross multiple lanes at an uncontrolled intersection. And then it also caused access impacts into East Latin there at the lakes.
Reinstating the traffic light was the one the West Richland City Council landed on. The first phase starts in April and ends in July, and the second ends in September. There is a full intersection closure on the weekend of April 14th, but after that, the intersection will be kind of open. There will be detours, but the intersection won't be fully closed, even through construction.
The detour will be in place, and the intersection will be open as a T intersection with stop conditions. Except the only change is if you were heading eastbound to Richland on Keene Road, you have to detour around Watkins, Kennedy to get back to Keene.
While this construction is going on, the city is recommending some alternate roads to take. If you're coming in or out of West Richland and you usually take the roundabout, they recommend taking Kennedy and Watkins roads to get to Keene, or vice versa to get around it. In West Richland, Riley Fitzgerald, KAPP-KVEW Local News.
And city officials say construction should be completed by October of this year.
We also have a reminder for Benton PUD customers in Prosser. The Bonneville Power Administration plans to conduct 2 power outages. The first takes place Friday evening, March 31st, from 10 in the evening until 7 the following morning. The utility says a second planned outage has been scheduled for Prosser for Friday, April 21st at 9 p.m. until 7 the following morning. The outages will impact Benton PUD customers in Prosser and some outlying customers in Benton City and the Grandview area. The Bonneville Power Administration will conduct these outages so that workers can safely perform preventative maintenance.
3 Tri-Cities Jersey Mike's are donating 100% of its sales to the Arc of Tri-Cities today. It is Jersey Mike's nationwide annual day of giving, but local franchises have taken it a step further and have been raising money all month for this fundraiser. Locations around the country choose a fundraising campaign for local charities. Every dollar in sales today is going to the Arc. Cindy O'Neill, the executive director of the Arc of Tri-Cities, says she came by for lunch and saw a packed house supporting the Arc Wednesday afternoon.
It was packed, out the door packed, and it's such a great thing to see. Tri-Cities is so supportive, And Jersey Mike's has been phenomenal on the promotions and the energy behind this fundraiser.
It's kind of near and dear to my heart what they do. They help to support the intellectually disabled in the local community here. And I reached out to her and said, would you like to partner? And she said yes.
Fundraiser is taking place all day today. Tim Kleinfelter says they expect to raise around $20,000 for the Arc of Tri-Cities, and they hope to team up again next year. All Tri-Cities Jersey Mike's locations close at 9 p.m., which means you still have plenty of time to go get a sandwich. And I'm just hungry looking at that footage, Alyssa.
Me too. I'm thinking so after the show.
It might be a great time. Fantastic.
All right. Well, giant jackpot is up for grabs tonight, but if you don't win the Powerball, you still have another chance to strike it rich later this week.
Plus, to infinity and beyond, we'll show you the changes happening at the Columbia Basin College Planetarium.
And learn why April Pools plans had to be called off this year in Yakima. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6.
When I'm with you, when I'm with you.
You're pregnant. You're gonna be one hell of a dad.
I learned from the very best.
A Million Little Things, the farewell season, tonight on ABC.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
Make an experience this weekend to Vapiano. Relax in the country, experience the wine, and share in the joy. Vapiano awaits you and your friends. Make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estate and Winery. Slow down, enjoy the journey.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
We're celebrating our 28th anniversary with a new Bronco Sport giveaway during Punch It for Bucks and Broncos at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Punch the board and win over $4,000 in big bucks and 2,800 entries to boost your chances to win a Ford Bronco Sport. Plus, don't miss Bronco Billy's bonus rounds where you can earn double the bucks. This Friday, 4 lucky winners will punch the board for big bucks or a new Ford Bronco Sport. Get your entries in today. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
Why buy a mattress from Mattress Depot USA?
Low prices.
Every day, we beat any competitor's price.
Selection?
All sizes and brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic.
Customer service.
Our sleep specialists average 10 years in the industry. Check out our reviews.
Comfort guarantee?
120 nights worth.
Same day delivery.
Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Local?
Born here, live here.
Come see us today.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Mix up your breakfast and lunch routine. Stop by Some Bagels and Gelato, where fresh is the name of the game. Bagels by themselves or in a variety of tasty sandwiches. Fresh roasted coffee to make your latte a step above. And save some room for gelato. Find it waiting for you at Some Bagels and Gelato.
At the Blue Mountain Station Cooperative in Dayton, Washington, we offer you the Pacific Northwest's finest local products. Fresh baked goods, locally grown produce, artisan cheese, fresh roasted coffee, wine, honey, and so much more. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Taking a trip to outer space, the Columbia Basin College Planetarium is preparing to reopen after renovations. Tonight we have a preview of what visitors can expect when it opens on April 7th.
I think people's jaws are absolutely going to drop.
4K resolution projectors, brand new lighting, and an interactive lobby. $500,000 later, the CBC Planetarium is almost ready to welcome back visitors.
It is literally night and day. It has been a fantastic and roller coaster of a ride.
The planetarium originally opened back in 2012. Director Aaron Steinert says it was time for an upgrade.
Showing its age. And so with this generous donation from HAPO, we have been able to completely transform this space, adding new graphics and new text panels.
She's talking about the upgraded lobby where kids can play and visitors can learn a thing or two before entering the theater.
Incredible. I cannot even describe how fantastic this whole space is now.
Inside the dome, 2 new projectors to give you a view of the night sky and whichever program you choose to see. Steinert says they also improved the overall lighting.
Now instead of one color at a time, we can program each individual bank and make a rainbow display on the dome too. All of our shows are an hour long. The first half is a live night sky tour, and the second half is a full dome film. And we have about 19 different films in different areas of science that we rotate through.
The planetarium is also open to field trips. Erin and her team hope it sparks an interest in STEM and maybe even a future CBC Hawk.
Trying to foster a lifelong passion for STEM education, and I really feel like this entire renovation is going to help. So I really have to just give a shout out to all of the teachers throughout my life and all of the teachers here locally. Thank you, thank you, thank you for inspiring this next generation of scientists.
And CBC says this project was made possible by generous community donations and companies like Bechtel, Central Plateau Cleanup Company, and HAPO Credit Union. Tickets must be reserved online, and again, the planetarium reopens on April 7th.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. And again, folks, it is all downhill towards the weekend. We are warming up tomorrow. Overnight rain, though, is very likely, especially into our morning hours for the Blues. I'll get to that in a bit. And windy and rainy on Saturday. The wind's really slowly starting tomorrow, and then Friday picking up, and then we'll see the brunt of it on Saturday. So, a lot to talk about. Let's take a look at our future cast, and as we move into our overnight period, we do have shower activity starting to form in the lovely Walla Walla Pendleton areas, maybe just a little bit into the Tri-Cities in our overnight period. So this is at 4 a.m. and it could persist into the your commute, just depending on how early you leave, and then that will be moving on out. So we should be seeing much nicer conditions. Maybe a scatter shower or two, but still more sunshine tomorrow than not. As we head into our Friday, we expect to see more cloud coverage and yes, a little bit of shower activity coming in from the from the west. So just a little bit of shower activity expected for your Friday. We expect to see a bit more as we get to our Saturday. So as I was saying earlier, we are looking at right around average temperatures as we get into tomorrow. But then we're going to be lagging behind by about 5 degrees off of our average. 62 is the average for the Tri-Cities. So for the week ahead, we're looking at highs more or less in the 50s like we have seen last week, the week before that, and the week before that. So we're in quite the groove of just a little bit under average. So our winds, we had more or less light winds today. We're seeing 10 to 15 mile per hour winds tomorrow. Then as we get to Friday, we'll be seeing those 20 to 25 mile per hour winds, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds on your Saturday, and then slowly ebbing off, but still pretty windy, 15 mile per hour winds for your Sunday. So blustery conditions are on the way this weekend. So in our almanac, as we've been talking about, we're 4 degrees below our average for Yakima, but hey, we're warmer in the overnight period, so just kind of making up that difference. In the Tri-Cities area, 6 degrees today off our average, and 6 degrees warmer than our average low. So it does kind of work out in the end. 2023 countdown, the Mariners opener. Oh my goodness, it is tomorrow evening. Cannot wait for that. Easter is 11 days away, and the NFL draft is 4 weeks from tomorrow. It'll be right here on KVEW ABC. In our overnight period, we do expect to see a bit cooler temperatures, return to the 30s, but still staying above that freezing level. Mid-30s for the Ellensburg area and Yakima Valley. A little warmer the more east you go. 42 is your hot spot in the Tri-Cities. And as we get to tomorrow, again, early showers possible for the Blue Mountain region. Other than that, we're finally getting to the mid to lower 60s, mid to upper 50s as most of our cities warm up. More sunshine than not, but you could see an afternoon shower or two. 7-day forecast, again cooler on Friday, and we're just going to be slowly cooling down into our next work week. We do have sunshine on the way, but occasional showers, especially on Saturday. Overnight lows are above the freezing level, though, for the week ahead. In the Yakima region, 53 by Friday, and again, we could see a little bit of morning or late morning showers, and we're going to stay in the mid to lower 50s well into our next work week. Some sunshine on the way, but also slight chances of showers. So get ready for winds to slowly pick up tomorrow, but we're going to see much more sunshine than we've seen since Monday for your Thursday. Overnight tonight, we could see a shower or two, especially in the Blue Mountain region, but get ready for a blustery and possibly wet weekend to come.
Thanks so much, Jason. We have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code takes you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download and there's no subscription fee. Much more to come on KAPP KVEW Local News at 6. We'll be right back.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Special report.
Spectrum just launched Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection. Look, with Spectrum Internet, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with talk, text, and data. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
I'm getting backyard cookout vibes. Inside? Oh, that's the new DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger. Now you can take the backyard anywhere with honey barbecue sauce and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You guys are taking this backyard anywhere thing really seriously. Maybe next time you'll take that DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger to, you know, the actual backyard.
We need a hose.
Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
911, what's your emergency?
I don't want to die.
Your investigation has become breaking news.
We know who killed Gloria.
Write it up.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Well, the city of Yakima has canceled April Pools Day. That's their annual free swimming and water safety event at Lions Pool. They say the cancellation is due to scheduling conflicts with a project to replace the HVAC system. They were going to close in April, but now that has been pushed out a month to May, which means they should reopen just in time for summer. City staff say with the current temperature of 90 degrees inside the building and humidity at about 90%, the new HVAC system will make a huge difference.
We'll actually be able to chill the air. We'll actually be able to remove the moisture out of the air with the new HVAC system. The way it currently stands, we feel like Florida. It's very, very warm in here.
Now, in the meantime, they have classes for water aerobics, swimming, and other programs with a full list on the Yakima Parks website. We have a lot more news to bring you in our second half hour. It's a cancer appearing more frequently in Gen Z. Now, an Eastern Washington veteran finds himself in the battle of his life. The story new in about 12 minutes on KAPP Local News at 6:30.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze helps you sleep cooler. So no more nocturnal baking or polar ice cap air conditioner mode, because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers all-night cooling.
Mattress Depot USA.
For the first time in a while, the road ahead of us looks good. And it's about time. Since 1989, Arrow Construction Supply has been Washington and Idaho's leading provider of products and services for asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. We have all the products and equipment for sale and rent to get the job done. So if you're ready to make your road home as smooth as the road ahead, then you'll want Arrow paving the way. Arrow Construction Supply.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? If you've answered yes, then stop what you're doing and get to Steve Hahn today. Stuck in a loan or lease? Steve Hahn wants to get you released and into any new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV with over 500 to choose from. With zero down and as low as 1.9% financing even on used vehicles. Have a job clearing $350 per week? You're virtually approved today. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
Hey Dad, look,
Us.
this is the magma chamber.
This isn't us, is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other?
She's not answering.
What? And when our phones have turned us into this, LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes. Feels good. And let's find us again. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
The Beach Boys, the Demolition Derby, and the PRCA Rodeo, all part of this summer's Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days. Tickets go on sale March 31st, but KVEW is giving them away now. Click on contests at yaktrinews.com to enter.
Hey ET, this is Miranda Lambert, and this is ET Certified Country.
Only we're in Texas with Miranda, ready for her Yellowstone close-up.
If I can play myself, which I am today.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KVEW.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
At Mattress Depot USA, we realize your top priority is to get a quality mattress at a great price.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Welcome back, everyone. We've seen some recent Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots soar over $500 million, with a few reaching more than that. Tonight's Powerball drawing is not as dramatic, but it's still more than $100 million. The Powerball jackpot has risen to $132 million. A winner who takes the lump sum would receive $71 million. The drawing takes place tonight at 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, no one ticket had all the Mega Millions numbers in Tuesday night's drawing, so that's the $355 million jackpot will roll over. Next drawing in that game is Friday. Sounds like a nice opportunity to go on vacation for a long time.
It'd be a really great vacation.
Absolutely.
But then you see they change the rules, and then these jackpots just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Exactly.
So.
Right. We'll see what's to come.
All right. A mighty predator expresses its softer parental side. There's still a problem. What it's trying to father simply won't hatch.
Also ahead, clearing the air. The UW plans to study the atmosphere on public transportation. Learn the startling reason why.
And the free offer for Boardman, Oregon residents to help with spring cleaning. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
Now, KAPP local news at 6:30.
Nashville and the country are mourning more young lives lost to gun violence in America this week. Those who knew and loved the 3 students and 3 staffers shot Monday at Nashville's Covenant Elementary School are remembering them as shining lights in the community. The police response that day now played out for the public in body camera footage released Tuesday by the department. The swift actions by the officers who found and stopped the armed attacker now receiving praise. Mike Valerio is in Nashville as the investigation continues.
I know as sure as I'm sitting here that Catherine went down protecting those kids.
Her friend, Catherine Kuntz, was head of Covenant Elementary School, one of 6 lives lost in Monday's horrific shooting, remembered alongside Mike Hill, the school's beloved custodian, Big Mike to all the kids, and 3 9-year-old students. Evelyn Dickhouse, her family shattered, her pastor honoring her on Wednesday.
She's amazing, shining light.
Howie Scruggs, her father, the pastor of the church that runs the school, and their classmate, William Kinney. Substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, who was filling in at Covenant on Monday. She and Catherine Kuntz were both good friends of the wife of Tennessee's governor, Bill Lee.
Cindy and Maria and Catherine Kuntz were all teachers at the same school and have been family friends for decades. We will act to prevent this from happening again.
Smoke! Smoke! The fast actions of officers who charged in to stop the threat 14 minutes after the first 911 call are being widely praised.
Pushing. Go. There's no standing around the hallway talking about it, asking for extra equipment or more people.
We could have been talking about more tragedy than what we are. We had 6 innocent, beautiful lives that were taken, and we had officers that went in harm's way to stop this.
In Nashville, Mike Valerio, KAPP local news.
Police identified the shooter as 28-year-old Audrey Hale, a former student at the elementary school. Police also say the suspect did own 7 firearms purchased legally and said the suspect hid them from her parents in their family home.
Well, looking locally now, let's talk about your weather, and we are seeing a big change happening as the show is going on.
You can see the sun just kind of saying, go off clouds, I'm coming in.
We've seen those clouds starting to move out to the east, but we are seeing the aftermath of some rain. Jason Valentine has a look at how long this break in the forecast will last.
Good Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to midweek. Hope you had a wonderful day today. And folks, we saw more cloud coverage than not today and occasionally wet conditions, very similar to what we saw Tuesday, but we're going to improve as we get into our Thursday. So something to look forward to. We do have cloud coverage to continue in our overnight period. We'll be a little cooler though for your morning, so make sure you maybe bundle up a little extra, but we expect plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Could see a little bit of morning showers for the Blue Mountain region, but other than that, we're looking mighty fine, and we're finally briefly going to be at our average temperature for this time of year. And then as we get into our weekend, we're going to continue to lag behind by about 5 or so degrees, which we really have been for the last 3 weeks. So more sunshine tomorrow, but winds are going to start to pick up tomorrow, 10 to 15 mile per hour. And then heavy winds are on the way as we get to Friday and Saturday and possibly even Sunday. So folks, get ready for a much nicer day tomorrow. All of that in my full forecast that's coming up later in the show.
Do you agree that it is workers who get to decide whether they want a union?
Senator Murray, I agree that the person at Starbucks has the right under the law to decide whether or not they want to join a union. And Starbucks Coffee Company also has the legal right to provide a vision for our employees, which currently represent 99% of the 250,000 who wear the green apron.
Starbucks longtime former CEO Howard Schultz facing questions from lawmakers in Congress today, accused of trying to stop workers from forming unions. Now, Schultz has insisted that Starbucks followed federal law, although the National Labor Relations Board disagreed. Earlier this month, they announced penalties against the company.
ABC's Faith Abube has a closer look at today's hearing on Capitol Hill.
Tonight, Starbucks CEO Emeritus Howard Schultz in the hot seat as Democratic senators on the Health, Education, Labor and Pensions Committee grilled him over the coffee giant's labor practices. Schultz appearing under threat of a subpoena, especially clashing with committee chair Bernie Sanders, a strong supporter of organized labor. The Vermont senator sharply accusing Schultz of leading an anti-union campaign while he was in charge at Starbucks until his exit last week.
Starbucks has waged the most aggressive and illegal union-busting campaign in the modern history of our country.
Schultz denying any wrongdoing.
Starbucks Coffee Company unequivocally, and let me set the tone for this very early on, has not broken the law.
The hearing comes as employees in nearly 300 Starbucks stores voted to unionize. A federal judge ruling just last month that the world's largest coffee chain has engaged in egregious and widespread misconduct, violating federal law hundreds of times, including threatening and retaliating against employees, firing union organizers, and closing unionized stores.
This fight is about so much more than just Starbucks. It's about the labor movement as a whole. It's about service workers as a whole, and standing up for better for us.
But Schultz telling the committee while workers have a right to unionize, Starbucks also has the legal right to prefer maintaining a direct relationship with its workers.
We are 100% committed to fulfilling our obligations as an employer under the National Labor Relations Act and are committed to good faith negotiations on first contracts for each unionized store.
And Republicans on the committee generally praised Starbucks for creating jobs. One GOP senator calling the hearing a smear campaign based on allegations that are still under litigation. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
The University of Washington is preparing to start testing the air quality aboard Seattle Public Transportation. They'll be looking specifically for fentanyl smoke, something one bus driver says has been making him chronically ill, even though health officials say secondhand drug smoke should not pose a risk.
I'm glad that I spoke up. Hopefully it's going to help. That's a good start that they're doing that. At least they're paying attention. At least they're starting to believe the drivers.
So we're really focused on enforcing the code of conduct that we have. 0 incidents is our goal. This is always unacceptable. This is against our code of conduct. It's illegal.
The Seattle Times reports more than 50 bus operators filed workers' comp claims because of drug or chemical exposure last year.
Going to get a little bit dark here, but not a whole lot of people know how they're going to die, and I do.
At only 32 years old, an Eastern Washington military veteran now battles stage 4 colon cancer. This cancer specifically is affecting more millennials and even starting to affect Gen Z patients.
After serving in Afghanistan and working near burn pits there regularly, the Eastern Washington vet says he expected it would happen eventually to impact his health in some way.
But getting cancer and at such a young age never even crossed his mind. Bronte Sorotsky has his story.
It's God's plan, you know. I know He's going to use it for good.
Once the initial shock of his cancer diagnosis wore off, that was Andrew Keating's next thought. The now 32-year-old was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in 2021 and believes it's from his time serving in Afghanistan.
In very close proximity to one of the burn pits on a regular basis.
Colon cancer is becoming more common in younger adults like Andrew and has been since the 90s.
We don't know exactly what the reason for those are. The reasons hypothesized are growing obesity in the country, decrease in fiber in our diets, increased processed foods.
Despite receiving a severe diagnosis at a young age, Andrew says he's still able to view life with a positive outlook and credits his faith.
Kind of given me a clarity on things like I'm going to get a little bit dark here, but not a whole lot of people know how they're going to die, and I do. Not 100%, but I do, and so I've become a lot more bold in my faith.
Andrew says he first noticed something was wrong when he felt pain in his liver and couldn't stop vomiting. His doctor says with this increase in younger people being diagnosed, there are symptoms that you should look out for.
If they're having blood in their stool, that's definitely a warning sign that we're worried about. And so that would be one thing. If people are having persistent abdominal pains.
Although Andrew suspects his time in the military played a part in his diagnosis, that's also where he met his wife, and the two have 3 young children.
If the price I have to pay is that I have cancer to meet my wife and everything, anytime. I'll do it 10 out of 10 times. You know, I'll make that choice easy.
Now, it's recommended that if you have any symptoms like the ones Andrew's doctor mentioned, to ask your doctor for a CEA blood test. If you have an abnormal amount of CEA, a protein found in the blood, that could indicate possible cancer. Heartbreaking, with 3 kids too. That just shatters my heart into pieces.
Definitely wishing the best for that family.
Absolutely.
Showing off some serious parental acumen. The problem is the eagle who's doing that, not sitting on an egg. That story is coming up.
Plus, free help for spring cleaning, the incentive offered to help Boardman, Oregon residents tidy up their properties.
And Jason Valentine shows us what's in store for Thursday and beyond. His first alert forecast is next on KAPP Local News.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze helps you sleep cooler. So no more nocturnal baking or polar ice cap air conditioner mode, because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers all-night cooling.
Mattress Depot USA.
Next extra, Chris Pratt's Super Obsession. I played it at my house. I played it at the laundromat down the street. Why his 9-year-old self is screaming as he brings Super Mario Brothers to the big screen. Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on KVEW.
It's here. It's now. The Grand National RV Show. R&R RV North Spokane is hosting the Grand National RV Show March 23rd through April 1st. Shop over 120 RVs inside the West Coast's largest indoor showroom. Motorhomes, camper vans, fifth wheels, and trailers. The time to buy is now. The Grand National RV Show. March 23rd through April 1st. Indoors at R&R RV North Spokane. Special show pricing, giveaways, and food vendors on site. Visit rnrrv.com for more info.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Welcome to Some Bagels and Gelato at the Uptown Plaza in Richland. We've been making fresh bagels from scratch since 1991. From plain to everything, and all those yummy flavors in between. Taste the difference that a fresh bagel can offer. We're sure you'll agree we have the best bagels in the whole world. And while a bagel is tasty on its own, it's even better when topped with our fresh-made flavored cream cheese. We have onion and chive, jalapeno, strawberry, and even sriracha. Go ahead, you know you want some. And when you want to step it up even more, our bagel sandwiches will keep you coming back again and again. Breakfast and lunch, hot and cold. We have a sandwich calling you. Of course, the best way to get your day going is with our fresh roasted coffee. Straight up black, latte, or mocha. Some Bagels and Gelato could be your new coffee break. And of course, we've been known to serve up smiles with our homemade gelato. A dozen flavors of goodness, certain to satisfy. Enjoy it here or take it to go. So, we invite you to visit us here in Richland or at our Kennewick location on Washington. Either way, you'll get friendly service and food that is sure to satisfy. Some Bagels and Gelato and some bagels too. So, we hope to see you real soon.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, federal officials have approved an over-the-counter version of an opioid antidote for the first time. And a warmer and sunny Thursday is on the way. Jason will have your first alert weather forecast.
At Mattress Depot USA, we realize your top priority is to get a quality mattress at a great price.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Richland Police now offering an opportunity to get to know better the officers who patrol the city. The department will hold Coffee with a Cop next Tuesday, April 4th. It runs from 10 in the morning until 11:30 at Kagan Coffee and Crepes in Richland's Uptown Shopping Center. This is an opportunity for concerned citizens to raise questions and concerns with officers as well.
New at 6:30, April, of course, sometimes means spring cleaning, and the city of Boardman, Oregon wants to help with that. The city will sponsor a community-wide cleanup for the month of April. It's offering garbage vouchers to help residents as they clean up their properties. They can use the vouchers at the Finley Butte landfill and the North Morrow transfer station. The vouchers have a $50 limit. Residents can get their voucher starting today at Boardman City Hall.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. And again, folks, it is all downhill towards the weekend. We are warming up tomorrow. Overnight rain, though, is very likely, especially into our morning hours for the Blues. I'll get to that in a bit. And windy and rainy on Saturday. The wind's really slowly starting tomorrow, and then Friday picking up, and then we'll see the brunt of it on Saturday. So, a lot to talk about. Let's take a look at our futurecast, and as we move into our overnight period, we do have shower activity starting to form in the lovely Walla Walla Pendleton areas, maybe just a little bit into the Tri-Cities in our overnight period. So this is at 4 a.m. and it could persist into your commute, just depending on how early you leave, and then that will be moving on out. So we should be seeing much nicer conditions. Maybe a scatter shower or two, but still more sunshine tomorrow than not. As we head into our Friday, we expect to see more cloud coverage and yes, a little bit of shower activity coming in from the from the west. So just a little bit of shower activity expected for your Friday. We expect to see a bit more as we get to our Saturday. So as I was saying earlier, we are looking at right around average temperatures as we get into tomorrow. But then we're going to be lagging behind by about 5 degrees off of our average. 62 is the average for the Tri-Cities. So for the week ahead, we're looking at highs more or less in the 50s like we have seen last week, the week before that, and the week before that. So we're in quite the groove of just a little bit under average. So our winds, we had more or less light winds today. We're seeing 10 to 15 mile per hour winds tomorrow. Then as we get to Friday, we'll be seeing those 20 to 25 mile per hour winds, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds on your Saturday, and then slowly ebbing off, but still pretty windy, 15 mile per hour winds for your Sunday. So blustery conditions are on the way this weekend. So in our almanac, as we've been talking about, we're 4 degrees below our average for Yakima, but hey, we're warmer in the overnight period. So just kind of making up that difference. In the Tri-Cities area, 6 degrees today off our average and 6 degrees warmer than our average low. So it does kind of work out in the end. 2023 countdown, the Mariners opener. Oh my goodness, it is tomorrow evening. Cannot wait for that. Easter is 11 days away, and the NFL draft is 4 weeks from tomorrow. It'll be right here on KAPP KVEW ABC. In our overnight period, we do expect to see a bit cooler temperatures, return to the 30s, but still staying above that freezing level. Mid-30s for the Ellensburg area and Yakima Valley. A little warmer the more east you go. 42 is your hot spot in the Tri-Cities. And as we get to tomorrow, again, early showers possible for the Blue Mountain region. Other than that, we're finally getting to the mid to lower 60s, mid to upper 50s as most of our cities warm up. More sunshine than not, but you could see an afternoon shower or two. 7-day forecast, again, cooler on Friday, and we're just going to be slowly cooling down into our next work week. We do have sunshine on the way, but occasional showers, especially on Saturday. Overnight lows are above the freezing level, though, for the week ahead. In the Yakima region, 53 by Friday, and again, we could see a little bit of morning or late morning showers, and we're going to stay in the mid to lower 50s well into our next work week. Some sunshine on the way, but also slight chances of showers. So get ready for winds to slowly pick up tomorrow, but we're going to see much more sunshine than we've seen since Monday for your Thursday. Overnight tonight, we could see a shower or two, especially in the Blue Mountain region, but get ready for a blustery and possibly wet weekend to come.
Thanks, Jason. Well, STCU and KAPP KVEW Local News are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step towards helping us all. If you know someone like that, you can nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktrinews.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we choose a volunteer to profile on KAPP KVEW Local News, and STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 gift. Thank you for nominating someone, and a big thank you to everyone who volunteers. We'll be right back.
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? If you've answered yes, then stop what you're doing and get to Steve Hahn today. Stuck in a loan or lease? Steve Hahn wants to get you released and into any new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV with over 500 to choose from. With zero down and as low as 1.9% financing, even on used vehicles. Have a job clearing $350 per week? You're virtually approved today. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
We're celebrating our 28th anniversary with a new Bronco Sport giveaway during Punch It for Bucks and Broncos at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Punch the board and win over $4,000 in big bucks and 2,800 entries to boost your chances to win a Ford Bronco Sport. Plus, don't miss Bronco Billy's bonus rounds where you can earn double the bucks. This Friday, 4 lucky winners will punch the board for big bucks or a new Ford Bronco Sport. Get your entries in today. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese or burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
I'm getting backyard cookout vibes. Inside? Oh, that's the new DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger. Now you can take the backyard anywhere with honey barbecue sauce and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You guys are taking this backyard anywhere thing really seriously. Maybe next time you'll take that DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger to, you know, the actual backyard.
We need a hose.
Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
At Mattress Depot USA, we're all about being friendly.
Customer friendly.
Our sleep consultants would tailor the perfect sleep solution just for you.
Local friendly.
We grew up here.
Brand friendly.
The top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic.
Price friendly.
We always give you the best value.
We might just be the friendliest place on earth. Excuse me? Don't worry, you're still the happiest.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
Now, getting the Yak Tri News app is easier than ever. Use your phone to scan the QR code on screen right now and follow the directions, and you'll have KVEW Local News 24/7. The Yak Tri News mobile app from KVEW Local News.
Hey ET, this is Miranda Lambert, and this is ET Certified Country.
Only we're in Texas with Miranda, ready for her Yellowstone close-up.
If I can play myself, which I am today.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KVEW. Portion of KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Well, trending tonight, it's a strange story out of Missouri. A dad has demonstrated some exceptional fathering skills.
But there's a problem. What he's trying to hatch simply will not. As Jeannie Mose explains, experts blame springtime hormones.
No wonder Murphy the Eagle looks like he's sitting on a secret. He is. Instead of incubating an egg, Murphy's incubating a rock.
How is he behaving with the rock?
He's very protective of the rock.
He squawks when another eagle lands on a branch above the nest Murphy built on the ground. He was injured as a chick and can't fly, which is why he's here at the World Bird Sanctuary outside St. Louis, Missouri.
And he just seems very content with his rock.
A keeper shot this video after first noticing Murphy acting unusually guarded about a rock in the middle of a nest. Normally, eagle parents turn their eggs every few hours, and Murphy can be seen nudging his rock. He settles down to keep it warm. It takes about 35 days for an eagle egg to hatch.
Will he be sitting there for like a month?
Possibly. He might sit there for a little bit longer just to, because it hasn't hatched.
People are smitten with Murphy's dad's skills, but feel bad that he's incubating a dud. Someone proposed naming the rock Dwayne the Rock after you-know-who. Another suggested the sanctuary swap the rock with a chick.
For what reason? He's very attached to his rock.
A fertilized eagle egg would be hard to come by, and if they slipped in, say, a goose egg, who knows how Murphy might react. The sanctuary CEO says birds whose eggs don't hatch properly tend not to show signs of being depressed. So when you joke,
who's gonna tell him?
Yeah. I don't think anybody has to tell him. I think he'll figure it out.
Humans went through a pet rock phase. Why can't Murphy? Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
You know what? He just needs a temporary little project to look over, right?
I think so. And I was reading an article about this earlier that said, eventually his hormones will calm down, he'll get bored, and he'll move on.
He'll figure it out, right? One way or another. Still much more to come, including a final forecast when we return after the break.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Tomorrow, nothing says spring on GMA like some epic deals and steals.
Talk about a spring fling.
Cozy must-haves for home, 50% off or more.
I got the big smile on my face
You
right now.
do?
And then Friday, the one and only Brooke Shields, live on
Good Morning America.
Fife, Honeycutt, different uniforms, one sweet ride. MASH, followed by the Andy Griffith Show.
Watch MeTV, broadcast channels 35.2 and 42.2 and Spectrum 182.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
Back by popular demand, it's the Super 7-Day Sell-Off at Furniture Row. Shop today and save big throughout the store. Save on living, dining, and bedroom. Check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus, make your cash go further with 4 years no-interest financing. That's no interest until March 2027. But don't miss out. The Super 7-Day Sell-Off at Furniture Row ends Thursday the 30th.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands: Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more, with a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade, all with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan.
Okay, let's get you ready for your Thursday. Much more sunshine than we've seen since Monday. Highs are going to be in the lower 60s for the Tri-Cities, so should be a little bit warmer. Upper 50s to around 60 degrees your high for the Yakima region. Over in Walla Walla, we could see a little bit of shower activity in the morning, then getting up to those upper 50s. We're going to stay in the mid 50s like we were today, but sunshine in the Ellensburg area. And folks, on Friday, we expect more cloud coverage and those winds to continue to pick up, but tomorrow 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. Should be a fine Thursday ahead.
All right, so looks like we're going to get a little bit of a break from this gloominess, but it might return.
We're already seeing a little sliver of daylight end
a little
in
bit.
the evening. So we'll take a look at that right now. Thank you so much for watching.
KAPP KVEW local news is always on at yaktrinews.com, and we're back tonight at 11 o'clock.